Some of us must be used to this by now. The attack happened and we have been trying to fix it, but we must proceed. And by way of recap, when we started, I said that there was a breaking news published by Guardian newspaper that Nigeria may shut down the internet as the End SARS campaign and protests continue. And I did say to them that should they shut down the internet, then they will have a proper revolution on their hands, because if they do it, I will give an order for the rank and file of IPOB family membership to be out on the streets and to occupy the streets until they bring their army, which is what they will do, of course, which is what they normally do, and then we will all die there. But I do hope and pray that common sense and reason will prevail. I will be appealing to the British High Commissioner to prevail upon their slaves, their lapdogs, the Fulani cabal, to do that which is right, which is not to tamper with the internet to leave things the way they are. And as I said earlier on, I don't know if we are back on all our platforms, but however you wish to listen to us this evening, do try to persevere and bear with us. It is not our fault. And I also alluded to the fact that the Zoological Republic, that some people actually upset with me. They said that Nigeria should be referred to as a jungle, because in a jungle there are no rules. Anybody can kill anybody and get away with it. But right now, at this very moment, we still call it a zoo, because we are hoping that people will begin. Who knows, maybe by this time next month, should the young people who are out on the streets continue to show the type of resilience and courage they have shown so far, then we will be able to, who knows, perhaps review the tag that we have, because now they're acquiring common sense and rising up to challenge that which is causing them so much grief and pain. So we must commend them. I salute them. It has been widely carried everywhere that I am in support of the End SARS campaign, and the entire IPOB leadership is in support of it as well. And we'll do everything we can to ensure that police and army brutality does come to an end in that Zoological Republic. And also, it has been confirmed by Amnesty International that 10 people have been killed as a result of heavy-handedness of the Nigerian police and Nigerian government. These are the same people that said that the right to protest is constitutionally guaranteed, yet 10 people are today lying dead. And the question we must ask this evening, a question that we intended to ask earlier, is this: why is it that the End SARS campaign took off, whereas the revolution now did not actually work? Somebody quite cleverly summarized it. He said that the revolution, the word revolution, was too scary a word for your average Nigerian, for your average young person in Nigeria. And that is because years of military dictatorship had injected in the people the fear of government and power. So if you come out to protest or to rally against the government, the people are very, very scared. They are, how should I put it? They are frightened, because you are fighting a government. They are frightened. But if you can fight a unit of the police, you can fight a unit of the army. That is why somebody is positing that is why the End SARS campaign actually took off. Now, today people are revolting, but they cannot say that they are revolting because everybody is afraid of the word revolt. Now they have built it around this very, as the person referred to, apparatus of state oppression, and people are now pretending to want the end of SARS, when in actual fact they want an improvement of their lives. They want the revolution to start. They want the revolution to continue. They should have been proud enough to stand up to proclaim their motive, but all the same, we welcome them and we encourage them to remain very resolute, to remain very resolute, to remain on the streets until all the demands they made have been acceded to by the government. Not the cosmetic acceptance, but that the fact of the matter, the facts established, the killings by SARS, the killings by the army, the killings by all paramilitary government organizations run by Fulani people, that they are all held accountable. that they're all held accountable. We know, we observe, even before we came on air this very evening, that they are shaking, that the zoo is vibrating. And that is is a very good thing indeed. A very good thing indeed. But one thing is certain, having sent their thugs to go and kill people today, to maim and to destroy properties for a meager 1,500 naira, the government of Nigeria unleashed their APC thugs, their Janjaweed Alamajri on the street. They rounded them up together in the usual manner of the zoo. They paid them 1,500 naira each to disrupt the protest at Bega in Abuja. And they caught them. They were beaten mercilessly. And one of them confessed that they were given 1,500 naira to come and disrupt the protest. This is a government that believes in protest or in the right of people to protest. This is what they do in the zoo to give you the impression that not everybody is for end SARS, as the case may be. The video is also there, which should be published, of course, for the whole world to see. If at all Facebook can allow my post to appear this very evening, their suppression techniques is still ongoing. They're still removing people. They don't want people to listen to this very broadcast. They are doing all they can to frustrate people and stop them from listening. We understand that our radio in Biafra land is not working. We also understand that our app is not working. Nothing is working. Nothing is. The YouTube is back on and the Facebook is back on, but Facebook is, of course, removing people. They are removing people. That is what they do all the time. I don't know if there are other means through which other people can listen. People should move to YouTube, please. And you try and circulate the YouTube link. Let people go to YouTube and listen. Those of you who are on social media, who are listening with your portable devices that are internet enabled. Thugs today went and destroyed or attempted to destroy or disrupt the protest that is ongoing. A man was videoed in tears as thugs, APC thugs who are loyal to Fulani Janjaweed, descended with cutlasses and all other dangerously blunt instruments against those protesting for the well-being of their own families. That is how sad the zoo is. The thugs were said to have invaded the protest venue at Bega Junction about an hour after the NSAS protesters had convened. They harassed the protesters, including passers-by, destroying vehicles parked in the area. At least 5 cars were destroyed, while an unconfirmed number of protesters sustained injuries. That is what they do. That is how the zoo operates. That is why we call it a zoo. That is why some people are calling it a jungle. People don't understand the way they operate. On one hand, they're telling you, oh, we are going to listen to your demands. We are going to end police brutality. On the other hand, they sent their thugs for a meager 1,500. As I have preached before on numerous occasions, that was the reason why Che Guevara left the Congo in the 70s. He came to fight for freedom and he left because he said that the black man cannot afford to put his needs over and above that of his stomach. They always go for their stomach. And that is why later on, as I shall be pointing out, you will hear what the government is trying to do with bribing people who they claim are the organizers of the NSAS protest. But my happiness is that it is now very amorphous. It has generated a momentum of its own. It now has a life of its own. And nobody anywhere can go and collect money and stop what has started. It is not going to stop. Only if they can sustain it. Only if people can remain on the streets and sustain it. People did it in Mali. They did it in every place around the world. They changed their government. They changed the thinking of their government by insistently being out on the streets day after day for weeks until the change that they were yearning for was promised them. Mali is a very recent example. Our people should learn from that and learn this resilience, because they will send their Lamajiri. They know, as I have asked them before, the SARS are only killing people in the south and not in the north. And that is the level of divide you have in the Zoological Republic in Nigeria. The divide is so deep and pronounced that people in the South and in the Middle Belt are protesting for good governance, protesting that their lives may be saved in a place that some of them refer to as their country or their nation, as the case may be. But unfortunately, very, very unfortunately, some people in the North are saying no, that they must continue to kill. The Vanguard newspaper reported there's a very young man who is here, extremely sad, crying and weeping because they destroyed his car. That is what they do because they are terrorists. A government of terrorists, that is what they do, to terrorize, to kill, to pillage, to divide the people by bribing a section in order to come and cause mayhem. But thankfully, they did not succeed in stopping the drive of the protest, and I'm sure that by tomorrow, the protest will continue. They will do everything they can to break the will of the people, to stop this very protest from continuing. That is what they're going to do. But if you allow them to succeed, then that means for the next 100 years, you will have their new killer squad called SWAT all over the place and killing people all the time, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Some people are beginning to capitulate. Some people are now beginning to contemplate ending it. That is the way things are in Nigeria. They never sustain anything. They never stay strong on any on any matter that could improve their lives. After a short while, they capitulate and they give up. Because this whole protest is about Nigeria. That is the reason why even Britain, of all people, I'm so sorry, I'm getting a report that none of our platforms appears to be working. Our satellite is not working, our FM is not working, and we cannot, and Facebook is busy removing people. We are going to try and fix this very problem. We shall try and fix it. Unfortunately for us, we are bringing this very program to a premature end this evening. I will be back tomorrow. I promise you I do not broadcast on Thursdays, but tomorrow we are going to broadcast. We're going to be live here on this very platform. We are going to get multiple channels. We're going to fix this problem. We're going to rectify it. Everything is down. Nothing seems to be working. They're suppressing us. They are pulling us down. The zoo, they're spending their money because they know that the source of inspiration, the source of education, knowledge, and enlightenment is on this very platform. That is why they're doing all they can to suppress Radio Biafra broadcast. But I'll be back tomorrow evening around about the same time. I do regret to inform you that we cannot continue owing to the fact that all our platforms have been shut down. They have shut it down. They have shut our platforms down. That is what they're doing. But by tomorrow, I assure you, I'll be back live on air. Even if it is possible, whilst the protesters are live out on the streets tomorrow, I will be live on air tomorrow morning and also in the evening to make up for this very thing that they have done this evening. We will spend the rest of the night trying to rectify and fix this very problem. We shall fix it. Somebody is saying that Radio Biafra is working. Is it working? I need confirmation. I am getting conflicting information. People are saying it is not working. So what is going on? What is going on? Is it working or is it not working? I cannot understand. People are saying that it is still off. It is still off. We shall be back tomorrow morning. We are going to be back tomorrow morning. And people should please advertise the YouTube link. People should advertise the YouTube link very well, please. We shall be back tomorrow morning and also tomorrow evening. I assure you, as the protesters are live, we'll be taking calls as well. We're going to be interactive. I regret that this evening we had to truncate our program, or we've had to truncate it. I do apologize very profusely, and tomorrow we shall reconvene. The time will be announced. The time will be announced. I thank you all very much for listening, for those of you who have listened. But somebody is saying that tuning is very clear. Tuning is very clear. They are saying that it is working in Warri as well. I don't understand this. I sincerely don't understand it. We shall be back tomorrow morning. We'll have all these things fixed and we shall be back tomorrow morning. Thank you very much once again. And remember, bless wherever you are from me. From here, it is good.